losing money, standing on the edge of bankruptcy, or simply worrying about what will happen at the end of the month. All of these are financial crises. And I want to ask you this: does this moment pass, or do you pass with it? History is full of people who have asked the same question for hundreds of years. Some collapsed, some came back. So what was the difference? Today we're going to examine the greatest financial crises in history and find the common things the survivors did to make it through. Welcome to Economic History, the place where the unknown truths about money, power, and economic history and how they shape our world today are revealed. October 24th, 1929. Something happened on Wall Street, but this isn't just a story about numbers. That day, millions of people woke up expecting to become richer. By the time they went to bed, they had nothing left. They called it Black Thursday. So what did people do? Two things. They panicked, and they followed the crowd. When everyone sold, they sold. When everyone feared, they gave up. But if we dig through the archives, and I did, there was a group that came out of the crisis wealthier. They did the opposite. Do you know what John D. Rockefeller said in 1929? I buy stocks every day. While everyone else was running away, he stepped in. Was that madness? Or was it a pattern repeated throughout history? In 2008, the world shook again. But this time, it was different. Because this time, the middle class was the one whose house was burning. Lehman Brothers collapsed, banks froze, and millions of people lost their homes. So, who survived? Research shows this. First, the people who could manage their debt, not the ones who panicked and converted everything into cash, but the ones who prioritized debt and reduced essential expenses. Second, the people who diversified their sources of income. Those dependent on a single job suffered the most during the crisis. Third, and this is important, the people who protected their network. Social capital became just as life-saving as financial capital. Now let me ask you, how many different sources of income do you have right now? 1929, 2008, the Asian financial crisis of 1997. In all of them, the survivors did the same things. Rule number 1, panic is the most expensive expense. In every crisis, the greatest losses came from decisions made in panic. Warren Buffett says, "Be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy." He didn't just say that for investors. He said it for life. Rule number 2. Cash is king, but not the throne. Holding cash during a crisis is safe, but inflation quietly eats you alive. History shows that the people who protected themselves best kept some money in cash and some in assets that held value. Rule number 3. Skills are safer than bank accounts. In 1929, the people who recovered the fastest after losing their jobs were the ones who had a second skill, and it made all the difference. Rule number 4, crisis hides opportunity. This isn't a cliche, it's data. Airbnb was founded after the 2008 crisis. Amazon grew after the 2001 crash. Crisis wipes out competition. and very few people are prepared for that moment. Rule number 5. Psychology comes before economics. In every crisis, the first thing to collapse wasn't the economy. It was hope. The people who survived were the ones who protected their hope. This isn't naive optimism. It's planned resilience. Now I want to confess something to you. While making this video, I realized something. History doesn't tell us. Run away from crisis. History tells us, get lost in the crisis if you must, but don't give up. Not everyone who went bankrupt in 1929 was foolish. Not everyone who lost their home in 2008 was irresponsible. Sometimes the system crushes people. That's real. But history also says this. After every crisis, a new era arrived. And the people who entered that era prepared were the ones who wrote the rest of history. 3 things you can do today. Build an emergency fund, enough to cover 3 to 6 months of expenses. Even if it's just $1 today, start. Question your dependence on a single income, an extra skill, freelance work, passive income. Choose one. Make decisions with a plan, not panic. When you hear bad news, wait 24 hours before deciding. History knows something about you that you may not know yourself. Humanity has risen after every crisis. If you liked this video and someone close to you is going through a difficult time right now, share this video with them. Maybe it changes something. Did someone come to your mind while listening to this?